Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now, as you can tell from the title of this week's Pick 5, I'm original. I made that up. I did. Sitting, waiting, wishing. It's true. If you're a music fan, you're saying, no, you didn't make it up. But let me tell you a brief story. Sitting, waiting, wishing is essentially what I used to refer to for people that list their houses at ridiculous prices or with ridiculous strategies, and they might list them, they might relist them again, and they have no chance of selling. These people are sitting, waiting, and wishing. So I used to say this, sitting, waiting, wishing. And then one day, a client of mine said, "Are you a Jack Johnson fan?" And I said, "Jack Johnson? You mean the NHL hockey player? The guy whose parents stole all of his money and he had to declare personal bankruptcy?" Sidebar, pretty sad story. They said, "No, Jack Johnson. He's like, you know, this really cool hippie dude, kind of like Dave Matthews, and he has this song." I said, "What song?" "I'll give you one hint." "Yeah, right. He stole my tagline, Jack Johnson." I will say that after listening to that song, I downloaded all of his music, and it is literally my go-to now when I'm working at the office. And, you know, Guns N' Roses is a little too crazy. Green Day doesn't really do it for me. I'm not really looking to tone it down to like classical music, and I can't handle my 80s medley. So yeah, I'm a Jack Johnson fan. Who knew? Anyways, guys, sitting, waiting, wishing. This is a really cool feature this week. This is something we haven't done before. I want to talk about properties where the sellers, I believe, are sitting, waiting, and wishing. Now, why is this important to you? Well, because if I've ever been accused of being too bullish on the real estate market, maybe I don't do features like this, showing you properties that aren't selling. But I also think that this represents an opportunity for some people that, to be honest, are looking for a deal. So I'm going to show you this week 5 properties that have been sitting on the market where the sellers might have been waiting and wishing, where they might have done something crazy with the price, up, down, sideways, backwards. There's one building I'm going to show you, which is ironically the one I used to live in. Oh, cat's out of the bag. I moved. Where there's a bunch of listings all at once, and these people don't get it. Supply and demand. Hello? And you guys are going up, down, and sideways. This has an offer date. This is underlisted. I'm relisting. I'm moving my price higher. It's crazy. Okay, so the first property we're going to look at today, and I'm not going to the map because I have like 7 MLS windows open right now. The first property is 169 John Street, Unit 805. So, John Street. You think John Street, you think Festival Tower. No, this is further north. This is north of Queen Street. So let's take a look at where this is. Just north of Queen Street. This is where I always park. Whenever I'm on CTV Your Morning or BNN, which I haven't been on in a while, I always get a spot right out here if it's early enough. You know, and I sit out there and I drink my Tim Hortons and I eat my plain bagel and think, if I spill this, I don't have a backup. Maybe no one would notice. Anyways, so yes, it is right outside of where I parked my car. No, that wasn't the point. It is just north of Queen Street, just north of here, this CTV corner. Used to be the nightclub district down here back in my day. And see this right here. So the Umbra store, it's an umbrella store. Let me go to here. I'm going to show you, because the knock on this has always been that one day, is it actually an umbrella store? I was talking to another agent who shall remain nameless. Said, "Don't worry, I don't think the umbrella store is going anywhere." Maybe he's the fool. So yeah, there's a listing in here. I was talking to another agent about a south-facing unit. I don't think the umbrella store is going anywhere. But if this building doesn't go anywhere, you're going to have a building built right in your face, and there goes all of these south-facing views. So as you can see, beyond this guy here, who's immortalized by Google forever, it's not a huge building. It's 45 units, I believe 10 stories, and this thing was built in 2007. So here we have a unit, and this was previously listed. This unit came out at $1,080,000 for 1,220 square feet, although I like this. It says another listing. That's where you got your 1,220 from. So let's do this. Let's just check out the price here. Is the Casio working today? Yes, she is. So you have to hold it like this because this calculator is literally older than most of the people that are watching this. Got this in grade 9, as you know. Okay, so that's $885 a square foot. Hey, it doesn't sound crazy, but keep in mind, a big nut for the fees. You've got stacked hydraulic parking. And my issue with this particular unit is that there you go, there's the umbrella store. With my issue with this particular unit, well, the photos suck, is that as far as a loft goes, this really leaves something to be desired. I had a unit here that was south facing. It was 55 feet of windows. This thing's cool and it's nice and it's big and it's open, but the building doesn't really warrant this price. And so they didn't really stage it. The features are original in here. There's too many columns. And yeah, see, I mean, these are very basic builder finishes. And the floor's all scratched. They've got an awful rug. They haven't really set it up to show. And lo and behold, it is sitting. Sellers are waiting and wishing. I was ready to drop that. Anyway, so you're looking at this and you're saying, actually, this is a really good unit, David. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, it's a decent unit. It's a little dark for me, and I think they could have done a better job staging. Anyway, so, and there's the hydraulic parking, which is awful. So there you go. Now, why am I showing you this? Well, because this was $1,080,000, September 21st. So they were on the market for 5 days at $1,080,000 on September 21st. Okay, and then they came out at $998,000. $1,080,000 for 5 days. So you were either really impatient or you knew that you were off on price. And this is what's so funny. 5 days, you're on the market for 5 days, and here they are at $998,000. So 14 days on the market. 14 days on the market. They're on the market for 14 days. And then they terminate. So let's review. You're at $1,080,000 for 5 days. And then you're at $998,000 for 14 days. You ready for this? Whoa, nothing really changes here. Nothing changes here. All the information's identical except the price. Watch this. Yeah. So they're $945,000. So $945,000. Now they're on the market for 19 days. So 19 plus 14 plus 5. If my math's correct, I'm not using Casio. That's 38 days. So you're on the market for 38 days. And here we are again. It's a new listing, and we're out at the same price. So let's review. You were on the market at $945,000 for 19 days unsold. And then you said, you know what? I'm going to relist this new at $945,000 again. So the rub on this, for some people that, who was it? I won't name names, but a reporter for the Globe and Mail had a great idea for a story, thinking that, you know, the days on market. Sorry, my phone was ringing. Anyways, yeah, so it wasn't days on market, it was the number of listings. And this reporter said, I noticed things are listed over and over. Can we not get an actual number of listings? Now, if you look at this here, you can see this property has been listed 4 times. Now, it was listed twice in September and once in October and once in November. So if you list a property over and over and over, it just continues to count as a new listing. And it's distracting, and of course, well, distraction is not the issue, it's just misleading. So anyways, as far as this one goes, guys, it's now at a price where for $945,000, this is on a per square foot basis, $788 a square foot. So we got $788 a square foot, A+ location, hard loft space, or sorry, soft loft space. The only qualm I have on this is the parking situation. Otherwise, it's now in a range where I actually think it's a pretty good deal. But maybe this person shot themselves in the foot by coming out at $1,080,000 and then switching gears after 5 days. Had you come out at $979,900 from the beginning, maybe we would have got somewhere. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, this is interesting. You ready for this? So this is 238 Garden Avenue. Now, this is a 4-plex or a 3-plex. See, it says 4-unit property in white font over the sky, so you can't really see it. So it's a 3-unit property with an illegal basement apartment. I did a couple of blogs on that last week. So look, you don't really need to see the photos. Yeah, you know what? You might, no, that's a mirror, sorry. I was wondering if that's a blurry hand. You might want to see the photos because you might consider staying in one of the units. That's cool. Rent the other 3 out. That looks like the basement to me. So the basement unit is not legal, and there it is. As I said in my blog posts, oh cool, laneway parking. As I said in my blog post last week, most basement apartments are not. So let's go. These guys came out at $1,299,000. Now, we'll look at their expenses here. It's $48,590.40 in revenue, and I'll save you the calculations. But this thing is yearly. This is $41,801.40. $41,000, almost $42,000 in net income. Now, you always have to take that with a grain of salt because they've got property tax, insurance, and hydro, waste, water, gas. How many more expenses are there? What about upkeep? What about maintenance? They didn't budget for any of that. What about management? Are they doing it themselves? There's all kinds of things. We could sit here all day and continue to name things, but as is, this is a 3.2% cap rate. 3.2%. So, look, I'm no real estate agent, but 3.2% does not move the needle for me. 3.2% to me is a potential cap rate on like a 20-plex, you know, like a 20-unit apartment building where the cap rates are lower because it's a solid brick building, it stood the test of time, the maintenance, believe it or not, is lower, you're paying management on it, but the development possibilities down the line for something that's, say, on St. Clair West and happens to be on a 75 by 150 foot lot, that makes sense. What doesn't make sense to me is a 3.2% cap rate for a property on Garden with an illegal basement apartment. Okay, so they're on the market for $1,299,000 for 16 days. Then they come out at $1,199,000 for 7 days. Okay, all right, 7 days. On the market for 7 days. How long was the first one on the market for? 16 days. 16 days, no bites. Okay, drop it 100 grand, but we're only going to try it for 7 days. And then they come back out at the same price for 18 days. This is exactly what I was talking about before with the Globe reporter that thought this would be a good idea. This is 2 listings at the identical price. So they're doing what? They're restarting the DOM, the days on market. So these people are sitting and waiting and wishing that somebody is going to see it as a new listing and go, oh my God, we should go see this, even though they just took it off the market and relisted it at the same damn price. So that was 7 days at $1,199,000. And then they said, wow, 7 days, that's forever on the market. We'd better restart the DOM. So they relisted it, and then they had it on the market for 18 days. Then they came out again for another 7 days at $1,199,000. That's the 3rd listing. I looked to make sure I was holding on 3 fingers. That's the 3rd listing at the same price. And now here they are at $1,149,000. They just came out today, which of course is why I wanted to feature this one. So let's say 42,000 divided by $1,149,000. I really need a new calculator. That's a 3.7% cap. A 3.7% cap, it's getting better. I'd love to see this thing at 4%. Maybe that's unreasonable. For those that aren't familiar with investments and you're saying, who cares what's the difference between 3, 2, and 4? It's an eternity. When you're looking at investment properties, you're literally looking at tenths. It's kind of like bobsledding. You're looking at thousandths of a second. Who watches bobsled? It's got to be boring. Okay, so that one, I wanted to show you the map just so you know where it is. The location really, really is good. This is steps to Ronsi's, and all these things would be rentable. I mean, look, anything's rentable, to be perfectly honest, in the city of Toronto. All right, let's move on. Oh, yes, yeah. You ready? Okay. This is the very definition of sitting, waiting, and wishing. Okay, 50 Curzon. Let's do this. So 50 Curzon. This is a row of condominium freeholds. It might be called POTL, parcel of tied land. I haven't looked into it. So you have your condos that are, your townhouses that are condos. We're all familiar with these condo townhouses. Then you have the parcel of tied land, which is essentially, you know, there's nothing condominium about this except for the way that it was registered with the city, and there may be a very small snow shoveling or something. So these, I believe, and don't quote me on it, originally were bought by Urban Corp and someone else finished them. If that's not the right ones, then it's the ones on Minto. I'm showing you one of those next. And there was a few in Leslieville. There was some that were over here on, let me zoom out, over here on Howie. So yeah, that's the rub on this one, or not rub, actually, they're really nicely finished. The issue, of course, is what I'm about to show you. So very close to Queen Street, Descendant Detroit-style pizza. I'm making a mental note for Saturday night, although none of these places deliver anymore. Okay, so 50 Curzon, this is unit 509. They came out at $1,199,000, right? $1,199,000, they're holding back offers. So this was in, I believe, the first week of November. Okay, so then they raised the price to $1,399,000 because they didn't get what they wanted. They had an offer date. They thought it was underlisted. So they put it up $200,000. No problem. We see that all the time, right? Okay. Today they came back out at $1,399,000. So this is what I've alluded to in the last few listings. They were on the market for 6 days at $1,399,000. That's it. And then they said, let's restart the listing by putting it back out at $1,399,000, the same price. So my issue, guys, believe it or not, is not the fact that these guys are sitting, waiting, and wishing, listing at $1,199,000, increasing the price to $1,399,000. No. Are you ready for this? The issue is that the same day Unit 509 comes out, Buddy brings out the same model, $150,000 higher. What in the world is this person thinking? This is nuts. The identical model. And we're not talking about finishes here, okay? Because one man's quartz is another man's Caesar stone. This has nothing to do with finishes. What this has to do is, well, it's a place, and it's called Crazy Town, okay? $1,399,000 for that listing that's sitting on the market. Now, the person that just listed this, they saw the one come out at $1,199,000, and then they saw them increase it to $1,399,000, sit on the market, get bored after 7 days, and restart the listing and bring it back out at $1,399,000, and they said, they can't sell for $1,399,000. You know what we should do? We should list at $1,550,000. Is this not the definition of sitting, waiting, and wishing? This thing will be on MLS well into Donald Trump's second 4-year term. I went there. Okay, last one, guys. We're actually going pretty quickly. Is this the last one? No, it's not. There's 2 more. Holy moly, we're actually going really slowly. So this is 37 Minto. This one's a quick one. This one's a real quick study. 37 Minto. These, I believe, were the ones that were bought originally by Urban Corp and then sold to somebody else. Don't quote me on it. It's Howie. The one's on Howie for sure. So 37 Minto, it's a very cool development. It's a very cool street. You're going to get a little noise from the TTC rail yard, that awful, eerie, screeching noise. But having said that, it's pretty close to Leslieville. So Curzon's over here, Detroit. Yeah, I got that mental note. And we are a little bit further out of what I would call anything resembling Leslieville. I mean, yes, you're a stone's throw. But I've always said people over here are craven. They're like, prime Leslieville. No, you're not. So the property, very simple, as I said, it's a quick one here. $1,099,000. All right, $1,099,000. So where are we in the market right now? You know, it's balanced, I'd say. It's a seller's market for a lot of properties. But is it the kind of market where you're going to get 100 over on this, 200 over, 300 over? Where do you want to reprice this when you relist today at $1.5 million? Are you kidding me? I don't know what's crazier. The fact that you listed this at $1,099,000, thinking you're getting over $1,500,000, or the fact that you came back out at $1,500,000. It's crazy town. It really is. And I just think that this person too, I've used this too much today, is going to be sitting, waiting, and wishing for quite some time. Because I'm willing to bet that on offer night, which was last night, these folks listed at $1,099,000. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. Do they have $1,375,000? I don't know. But now they're back out at this price. I think it's nuts. Okay, the last one is, to me, actually no, the one in Curzon was great. But this next one is going to be fun too. So this is my old building, 112 George, and I've moved. I think I've mentioned that. So where are we? Well, we're here at the View. And this is right here, St. James Park. This is the corner of Jarvis and Adelaide. Probably the worst intersection in the city for people that try to run the yellow light and then end up stuck in the middle of the intersection when the light turns. And then they just stand there like this and they go, whatever you do, don't turn and look at the person that's hating on you. Okay, so there is so much for sale in this building. And I don't understand the people and their strategies. So first, let's look at this one. We have 112 George, Unit 422. Now this came out, see this? $599. $599 it came out in October. So $599, they held back offers and they didn't get what they wanted. So they relisted at $629,900. Now I know some of you are going to hate when I say this, but if you want $625, don't list at $599 and hold back. List at $499. I know, right? I'm the bad guy. I'm the one that's under listing. No. You know who the bad guys are? The agents that advise their buyers to make an offer at $499 when guys like me price at $499. I also blogged about that last week. So these geniuses decided that they didn't get what they wanted, so they're going to relist higher, and now they've been sitting on the market for 20 days. But guess what? This unit is sitting 2. So this unit, unit 311, see this? $799,800. We'll scroll down. $799,800. It was on the market in October. So $799,800. And where does this thing look? They're not going to show it, but I know where it looks. See this in the background? That's a little something called a gas station. Yes. So this unit, which is really great, and I actually forwarded it to a client because I said, I mean, the price per square foot's unbelievable. Yes, it looks like a gas station. See that? Now that gas station will one day hopefully be a condo. And I say hopefully because I would rather face a condo than a gas station. But it's also the 3rd floor overlooking Richmond. So this thing's on the market, right? We got a 2-bed plus 1, 2-bath. Unbelievable price. 994 square feet for $799. It's on the market 11 days. And then they bring it back out at $739,800. $739,800? That's wild, right? That's crazy town. Let's go to the Casio here. Okay, 740. I literally can't see. This is ridiculous. I'd be embarrassed if I had that ability to be embarrassed, but I don't, thankfully. That is $744 a square foot. We've got cheap maintenance fees. It's a great building. $744 square with parking and locker. So when all this is being done, we get unit 504 comes onto the market. Okay, so these guys are at $739. And they're a 2-bed, 2-bath, and they've been on the market 16 days, terminated. You ready for this? So now 402 comes on the market, and this was on the market 2 days ago, and you know what this person says? Hold on a minute. Even though 504 is back in the market now for 725, it was at 739 and sold. This person says, you know what I'm going to do in this building where there's a 2-bed, 2-bath that's not selling, and it's been relisted twice. There's another 2-bed, 2-bath that's not selling. It's been relisted twice. There's a 1-bed that was listed, didn't sell, and increased the price. This person says, you know what I think I'll do? I think I'll come out at $729,900 and then hold back offers. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold back offers. I don't get it. And also, by the way, where was this? It's listed as a co-op. Yeah, see this? So anyone searching for condos, not going to find it. Guys, work with me here, okay? This is set up for disaster. It's crazy. Why would you do this? This entire complex right now, there's too much inventory. Everyone's listing and relisting, and this person decides that they're going to underlist and hold back offers. It's also listed as a co-op. I don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense. All these people right now are just sitting, waiting, wishing that their units would sell. But you've got to do something to make it sell. You have to work with a good strategy. You have to understand pricing. You don't just throw this thing up here. The irony is, like, look, 729 and it's 800 something square feet. This is basically priced at around fair market value. If you want to create that bidding war, price this goddamn thing at 629. Or if you just want to say, I'm going to take my money and get out of here, then put this on the market at a price you would accept, or slightly over. Let's say their target 750. Price at 779.9, okay? And see how it works. And work the field. Call the other agents that book showings. Tell them what you think about your unit versus the other one, i.e. this doesn't face a gas station. It faces east from the 4th floor. It's kind of quiet on George Street, except for that time that a couple of guys shot and killed someone. I wrote about that on a blog too. It's a true story. So look, I don't understand the pricing here. I don't understand the sellers that are just sitting around waiting, and everyone's relisting again and again, and it just makes me wonder why people, you know, to be perfectly honest, hire these agents that really don't understand what they're doing. Okay, I'm going to end it there. That was actually really fun. I've never done that before. But I think the bottom line is, especially in a building like this one right now, there's opportunity, man. Okay? Sounds like a 60s hippie, man. But there's opportunities in situations like this where you have 4 units on the market, none of them moving. And when would you ever get that? If you were to go back to, say, April of 2017, 1 unit comes out on the market in here, they set the price low, they get 19 offers, and it sells. So I'm not saying that we're in a weak market, especially for condos. If you read my blog from Wednesday, you'll see that average condo price is up 9.5% on average in the downtown core from now over the so-called peak in April of last year. But what I am saying is that it's simply supply and demand. If there's 1 unit in this building, okay, the demand will outstrip the supply. But there's 4 units in here now. They're playing all these stupid pricing games. It's a great opportunity to get in there and see, hey, who wants to make a deal? Guys, that is it for me. I am going to go home and play with my kid, I think. She likes when I jump on the bed when she's lying down. And then she just goes, "Ugh," although I probably would have done that if I was 2. Hell, I would do that if I was 30. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.